Hello and welcome back to Settlement Survival. Off camera, all I did was go around and add some spare laborers back to all the places that were missing people, with the exception of some mines and stuff like that. But in general, I just added people back. We are very good on clothing now. If you recall in the last episode and maybe a couple episodes before that, we were really struggling to fulfill the need for clothing, but we did a massive trade where we bought a bunch of luxury coats, which should fulfill the need for, well, quite some time. Hopefully, if we're lucky, to the end of the game. Um, Looking at the large trading post, we do have a pending caravan that's out to sell some stuff, so we'll let that process. We do have a couple garden villas coming near completion here, which should take care of our immediate housing needs. Our population has gone back up quite a bit. Um, it went from it went it went from almost 800 down to 500. And now it's back up to 715. So it's made like a full recovery, or close to full recovery. I actually think I'm missing out on some headroom here with the teaching. We have a bunch of schools, and we did up our paper production simply because we weren't making enough paper to meet the needs for the schools. So, um, hopefully, we're in a much better spot this time around. Let's go ahead and add. I missed a couple here, apparently. Seems to be. Um, yeah, so we should be in a pretty good spot. Nobody should be actually starving. We do have plenty of food available to us, and it is February. So that means this carried us through the entire season. We still had this much left over. Um, I think we'll be okay. I would like to build some more housing. We do have immigrants coming in. I'll probably accept them. I don't really see why I shouldn't, but you never know. So maybe maybe I'll clean up. Let's see. This is all converted over already. Um, I guess since most of this housing is converted already, we'll go ahead and just replace some more of these houses. Go ahead and demolish some of these lower tier houses. Now, I am surprised to see the medicine is as low as it is, given that we have kind of repopulated all of these and they've been growing just fine. So hopefully that problem will be a temporary one and that'll go away. But you know, we'll see. We'll see what actually happens. Um, I did. So this fodder plant only had one employee. I did bump it up to four. So hopefully this provides enough fodder for all of our different places, pastures here. We are definitely utilizing the fodder in the places that are set up for it. I should probably convert these to um, eco pastures. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and issue commands to do that. I need more planks over here. Let's give that some time. Um, okay, we did destroy those houses, so let's go ahead and get down some garden villas. How many will fit here is the question. One, two, and then can we cram in a luxury house at the end? We can. Doesn't fit a garden villa, but that's okay. We can at least get a luxury house up and running, and that should take care of, well, at least the rest of our citizens, if not more than that. So we're up to 735, which is already an increase of 20 from when we started the episode. Um, and there's immigrants coming, so I'm quite concerned about that. Um, we do have the adult school over here as well. So our tech is kind of creeping along. I feel like it's slowed down a lot, but there's really nothing else we can do about it. I think it's just because we're getting close to the end that there's not as much available. All right, so we are getting this all kind of squared away here. Plank production is going well. I am going to increase the amount of people producing though, and I want to up this probably to like 500. There's no reason to cap that at so low. Yeah. All right, so our herbs are finally growing. Hopefully it'll be enough. We did clear out a bunch of stuff here. Like we chopped a bunch of trees, we gathered a bunch of resources. So the map is fairly barren at the moment, as far as like supplemental resources go. Over here, it looks like we have all sorts of stuff. Mostly fat, maybe? Interesting. Well, I guess the transfer station is... I don't quite know if I understand those mechanics fully, but I had imagined they'd be used to transfer stuff from the local region to store other storage spaces. But they seem to be moving stuff to them that doesn't necessarily belong in that area at all. So I don't know. It is what it is. Seems to be working pretty well overall. Oh, good. It got rid of the um oh wow, you can get a lot of herdsmen here. Okay. It had gotten rid of the goose. All right. Let's up the amount of people working these pastures, try to increase the amount of stuff. I don't remember what was here. I think it was turkey. I'm pretty sure it was turkey. Yes. And then this one was alpacas, I believe. So as soon as this is built, we can shovel them in there. This should, I think we had a shortage of feathers, so this should hopefully overcome that pretty readily. Okay, alpacas, you can go in there. There we go. They're marching on in. We can go ahead and add a bunch of workers there. Hopefully that means it'll yield a lot more stuff. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, I think we're in a good spot to send a caravan. And I think we were working on Rania, maybe? I don't know. Let's go ahead and look at trade goods. We've got 21 statues here. We got gems, 1100. There's a lot of gems. Go ahead and sell that. Let's go ahead and look at raw materials. I'm sure there's a lot of some stuff. There's a lot of cotton. Sell some cotton. There's a lot of not a lot of fodder. Dung's all right. There's a lot of fat. Okay, let's get back on the train here with selling this. Was it 25.95? That'll get us. Oh, I forgot to insure it. No, that's all right. It'll probably be fine, but we'll see what happens. So the immigrants came and went. Oh, there they are. The immigrants arrived. Sure, let's let them in. We're up to 800 people now. And we have a bunch of housing issues. And there's always plague that pops up whenever I accept immigrants. So correlation, causation, I'm not sure. All right, we have potatoes being used for the spirits. Paper seems to be staying relatively stable. I don't think we're net gaining paper, but we're at least making a fair amount of it. So should be okay there. Water, we are in the positive again, which is good. I'm amazed that coffee, cocoa, and black tea are, even though these are all maxed out and are making as much as they can, uh, they seem to be getting consumed pretty much immediately. So I might need to build even more of these buildings to meet the demand that we have, which is a little surprising to me, but not overly so. All right, so where can we make improvements? We do need more herbs, so maybe we need to build more water nurseries. Actually, we could fit one right here. Go ahead and plop a couple of those down. All right, that'll go. We'll let that do its thing. Are they done building these houses up here? They're not. So the issue is we are out of luxury bedding, which I think was being made at one of these factories over here. Yes, luxury bedding. So it's a lack of silk. All right. We are making silk. I don't want it to be kept at 200. We should up that to 500, even though we're not actually making that much. Silkworm cocoons. All right. I have to check everything along the chain here. So we do have a small surplus of mulberry leaves. And I don't know if I'd call it a surplus, but we are starting to see um, non-zero amounts of silkworm cocoons. So hopefully that will translate to more silk being made. But we'll have to see. We just planted these additional mulberry groves last episode, so it might take just a little bit to get them going, to actually see the benefits of that coming through. So yeah, silkworm cocoons look like they're running in the positive. So I think silk, like these actual textile watermills, might be the bottleneck. I might need to build another one. But let's give it a minute and see what actually happens. Merchant ships coming soon, random fire, random earthquake. None of those are too terrible to deal with. How is this coming along here? So far, so good. This year's only 3 months along, and you've produced almost as much as you did the entirety of last year, so that should be a step in the right direction, I would imagine. Okay, we do have this done. Let's get herb seeds going there. Get some wild turkeys roaming around there. This, by the way, is amazing. Just because look at the amount of people that have been buried in here. Imagine if we still had the graveyards and still had to deal with that. That would be just unsustainable. All right, so we're making bedding. It's just slow, and it's going to be a problem because we can't really upgrade or build more housing until that gets resolved. Here is our trade ship. Let's see what they have available. We'll go ahead and pause the game while we look at this. We don't want it sailing away in 56 days while we're in the middle of a gander. Let's go ahead and sell all of this. I should probably up the amount of reed stored here because we have a ton of that. Steel tools are valuable, and I feel like tools are, we're not running out. We're pretty stable on them, but are we on leather, shoes, and backpacks? That looks like that might be an area of opportunity for us. Let's go ahead and buy a little bit of that. Soap wise, I think that's also an area we can buy a little extra. That's a little too much. All right, is there anything else we need to buy? Let's buy an oven, even if we have to reduce what we're buying. I mean, I could also just put, you know what? Let's spend the money we got. Let's up this by what, 5,000 ish. Okay. I wonder if control click actually lets you, or shift click. No, it doesn't. You have to actually click it that many times. It's unfortunate. But all right, so we got an oven, which I believe gets used in one of these buildings. Maybe not. I don't care about reducing the material. We have plenty of sand. Brick kiln. Why can I not select that? Oh, I didn't research the actual tech for it. Right here. Okay, well, it's good to know that's there. Do safe shipping with our tech point here. So now we are complete on livability, education, trade, mining. We just have 2 in construction and 3 in processing, and that is the end. Oh, hey, look. The time we forgot insurance, we lost everything. Nice. So that was kind of dumb. We are up to 878 people, which is just bonkers. I guess we'll form another caravan, and hopefully this time not forget to check the box. Go ahead, put that in there. 250. Go ahead and sell that. What do we have a lot of that we need to get rid of? We just need to free up some space. Coal we have a ton of. We probably should just sell a bunch of that. Oh, that's heavy. $950, $925, $900. Yes. 901. Okay. Let's go ahead, not loop it, but let's buy insurance. Go ahead and form that caravan, get them on their way. Oh, this is like fire. Wow. Okay. Are we going to put the houses out? It's spreading. I'm not used to this being a problem. I felt like in the past it wasn't significant. We managed to put it out pretty readily. Oh, that's gotta suck for this guy though. I mean, that was a brand new house. They just built it, and it's it's already getting burned up. Are we gonna, put out the fire? Anyone? Anyone? Is there like a no, apparently not. Well, hopefully they figure that out eventually. I don't know why that's taking as long as it is, but it is. Well, we have plenty of books available. Maybe we should. We have 1,000 books, so maybe we should build a upgraded from Research Institute, confirms or consumes books. Maybe we should build more of these. Let's go ahead and slap a couple of those down. Wow, they're still burning up these houses, huh? So fire is actually pretty problematic. I thought it was kind of a one and done thing, but apparently it is not. All right, well, let's let that do its thing. Is there any improvement in the bottleneck here? Not really. We're making regular bedding, but we're not. I mean, we're making luxury bedding. It's just taking a very long time to make it. So now we have to rebuild all this housing, which is a problem because it's not just the housing, it's the supplies that go into it. Every one of these requires a level of luxury bedding. So we are going to have to up our luxury bedding game for sure. Mulberry leaves, surplus, silkworm, not really a surplus. We've been holding stable around 30. So let's maybe build another one of these buildings. Was this called a silkworm shed? I assume that's under processing. Let's go ahead and get one of those placed down here. I will at some point have to build another one of these textile water mills. So we should probably look at where we might be able to get one of those placed. Let's see. Okay, if one's gonna happen, it could potentially happen right here. I would just have to terraform a little bit right here. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. I mean, that says it can't be placed here, even though everything was lit up blue. So maybe I have to move that up just a smidge. Let's try adding a little more territory here. All right, let's textile watermill. No, you're still gonna. Oh, there we go. Let me place that. All right, let's get that built. Hopefully that will help us with our silk shortage here. Well, that combined with this. Let's go ahead and do silkworm cocoons because we do have a small surplus of mulberry. We can kind of churn away at that. Is this done burning down? No, it's like burning down my entire town. Great. Cool. That's great. I do want to issue like a rebuild command. But I kind of have to wait till they're burned down. I certainly do not like how it's spreading. I guess we can do books here and here. It should increase text or tech XP production. Okay, so this, how are we not? Okay, I felt like tech slowed down, but maybe it's because we weren't consuming the books in here at all. Hopefully that'll improve now that we've actually checked the box for that. So this is going to be quite a bit more problematic than I had anticipated. This fire is just ripping through everything here. And it's not stopping. So I was really hoping they'd manage to put it out, but it just continually spreads through our entire territory. So we had just lost a bunch of buildings and consumed a bunch of resources rebuilding it. So can we demolish a house that's actively on fire? Well, let's see if we could tear it down and prevent it from spreading. Don't think it's gonna work, but I'll try. No! Stop burning down the apartments. They're expensive. Alright, well, I'm not seeing a way to... I don't want to... I want to rebuild that. I don't want to tear it down. Alright, so none of that seemed like it was helping. Let's go ahead and just issue a rebuild command rather than a... Alright, can I cancel? This is rebuilding. It's not... Or... I don't know. I don't know what it's doing. Hopefully it's rebuilding. I'm gonna cancel these orders because I did like explicitly tell them to like break this stuff down. I don't want to do that. And we can issue just a big old rebuild command. And hopefully they'll get that back up and running at some point. All right, so we have a lot of homeless people. That's very, very unfortunate. But we are slowly getting everything back together. It's gonna take a long time, I think, to rebuild all this stuff. This is what happens when you have everything so tightly packed together. I guess I should have left some fire breaks in here somewhere to kind of catch the gaps. They are rebuilding. Taking a long time. We are suffering on food now for some reason. I hope that kind of self remedies, because that is going to be problematic as well. The number of people, though, it just keeps going up. I think some people are just going to have to find their way out of here via starvation and homelessness, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm hoping at some point they stop these fires. Got a school burning down, which is reducing our ability to teach kids. It's reducing our technology growth rate. I have a feeling some of these buildings I just built are going to... Yep, here we go. They're burning, which is really cool. Oh, wow. Yeah, adding books made a huge difference in the amount of tech development that we're seeing. So I think this is going to help the tech levels go a little quicker once we stop the whole town from burning down. I hope it at least stays enough to where it the rebuilding doesn't like catch back up, and then those start burning down again, and it creates this vicious cycle of everything burning. We I think these luxury bed sheets are the current bane of our existence. So let's go ahead and buy. See if we could buy some luxury bed sheets somewhere. Uh, Luxury bedding. We do have 30 of them. It's not like we have none. Let's. How much would like 100 of them cost? Go ahead and purchase that, and we can go ahead and trade at the same time. Maybe we'll get lucky enough to where we can. Oh, I don't want to purchase. I want to sell now. So let's go ahead and look at trade goods. We got 12 jade statues. We got 988 gems. Oh yeah, that's gonna offset this luxury bedding entirely. Raw materials, we can get rid of some of the fat here. Let's see, that's gonna be 37.52. Yes. Okay, so now this will be luxury bed sheets. And we could buy like 200 of them and still come out ahead. Let's buy insurance just to cover our bases. Let's form a caravan. Yeah, this is all burning down. That's terrible. Okay, so fire is bad. It's really bad. Oh, and a tornado's coming too. Man, we're really paying the price here. We did get a new tech point, so let's go ahead and look at our next options here. Do a brick kiln, upgrade the oven. I don't want to do that. Because if it burns down, I want to make sure it can be rebuilt okay. Wow, half of our citizens are homeless right now. That's pretty intense. All right, well, I think we're gonna put the cut in here while our village is in the middle of just being completely decimated and burned down. Our farmlands are burning, everything's just falling apart. But they are just running right around behind it and rebuilding everything, so it's not without any merit. Right, well, we'll just do one of those, and hopefully everything will come back as soon as it can. All right, so I'm gonna put the cut in here. It's an interesting spot to leave it, but you know, 470 civilians are homeless, and that just is what it is. Hopefully they'll get everything rebuilt and back in order. It'll take time. It'll all happen. It'll just matter how much time it's going to take and how long it's going to take to burn through all of this and this fire to eventually go out. Because, you know, if it spreads down here, it's going to start destroying this whole area too. So a lot of resources are going to be consumed just trying to rebuild all this stuff, which is really crazy, but it is what it is. So anyway, thank you for watching. We will, if you like the episode, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel to see more content in the future, and we will catch you in the next one.